Life rewards those who observe more than they speak. Study people carefully. Their desires, fears, and weaknesses are always visible beneath their words. Power begins with perception. When you understand motivations, you stop reacting emotionally and start responding strategically. Control your expressions, hide your full intentions, and let others underestimate you. Silence often creates more influence than constant explanation ever could in competitive environments. Never reveal your entire plan at once. Mystery creates authority. When people cannot fully read you, they hesitate to challenge you. Move step by step, calculating outcomes before taking action. Every decision should serve a long-term objective, not temporary emotion. Discipline your impulses. Strategy is patience combined with precision. The one who controls timing controls the board and therefore controls the game itself. Detach from unnecessary emotional reactions. Emotions are tools, not masters. When anger, jealousy, or fear dictate your choices, you surrender power to others. Train yourself to pause before responding. A calm mind sees opportunities hidden inside chaos. Emotional restraint intimidates opponents because they cannot predict your next move. Composure builds a silent reputation of strength that speaks louder than aggressive displays. Choose alliances wisely, but trust cautiously. Not everyone walking beside you is loyal to your vision. Observe consistency between words and actions. Temporary partnerships can be useful, but dependency is dangerous. Maintain leverage in every relationship. When you offer value without becoming replaceable, you stay respected. Strategic distance ensures that betrayal, if it comes, harms them more than it harms you. Control information like a valuable currency. Share selectively and listen attentively. The one who gathers intelligence without exposing themselves gains advantage. Ask subtle questions and let others speak freely about their ambitions. Knowledge of others' goals allows you to position yourself advantageously. Information creates influence, and influence creates power. Guard your own intentions while quietly collecting insights about everyone else. Master the art of appearing harmless while building strength privately. Public displays of ambition attract resistance. Instead, improve your skills, resources, and connections quietly. When the moment arrives, your preparation will surprise competitors. Underestimation is a strategic shield. Let others believe they are ahead while you are silently preparing your decisive move behind the scenes. Understand that reputation is a weapon. Build an image of reliability, intelligence, and calm authority. People respond not only to reality, but to perception. Shape how you are seen without revealing your vulnerabilities. Consistent behavior creates predictable trust, while selective unpredictability maintains respect. Guard your name carefully. Once damaged, it requires immense effort to restore credibility. Learn when to advance and when to retreat. Strategic withdrawal is not weakness, but calculation. Sometimes stepping back preserves energy for a greater opportunity. Pride often destroys long-term success. Evaluate risks objectively. If the environment is unfavorable, reposition rather than resist blindly. The master player adapts quickly without losing sight of the ultimate objective. Adaptability is superior to stubborn strength. The environment constantly shifts, and rigid minds break under pressure. Study changing dynamics in workplaces, relationships, and social circles. When you sense momentum shifting, adjust your approach immediately. Flexibility allows you to survive storms that destroy others. True power is not loud resistance, but intelligent adaptation that keeps you advancing while appearing.
Scarcity increases value. Do not make yourself constantly available. When your time, attention, and approval become rare, they gain importance. Overexposure reduces influence. Step back strategically and let others feel your absence. Controlled distance creates curiosity and respect. The less predictable your availability, the more others invest in maintaining access to you and your presence. Speak with intention, not volume. Words should be measured, precise, and purposeful. Excessive talking reveals insecurity and leaks strategy. When you speak less, people listen more carefully. Silence forces others to fill gaps, often exposing useful information. Let your statements carry weight by choosing them carefully. Influence grows when every word appears deliberate and calculated. Study power structures wherever you go. Every group has visible leaders and hidden influencers. Identify who truly controls decisions and who merely appears important. Align strategically without appearing dependent. Understanding hierarchy allows you to move efficiently without unnecessary conflict. When you know where authority truly resides, you can position yourself close to influence while avoiding obvious competition. Never depend on a single source of power. Diversify your skills, income, knowledge, and alliances. Dependency creates vulnerability. If one pillar collapses, your structure should remain standing. Strategic independence makes you difficult to manipulate. Build multiple streams of strength quietly. When others rely on one advantage, you will possess several, ensuring long-term stability and control. Control your reactions to provocation. Some people test you intentionally to measure your limits. Responding emotionally gives them satisfaction and leverage. Instead, maintain calm composure and respond only when beneficial. Strategic restraint often frustrates aggressors more than confrontation. When you refuse to play by their emotional rules, you shift the battlefield to one where you hold advantage. Create calculated unpredictability. While consistency builds trust, occasional surprise reinforces authority. If people can predict your every move, they will prepare against you. Change patterns strategically to keep others uncertain. Uncertainty generates caution, and caution creates respect. Balance reliability with mystery. This combination ensures that people value stability from you while remaining aware of your hidden depth. Invest in self-discipline daily. Control of life begins with mastery of self. Control over habits, routines, and focus strengthens internal authority. When you conquer procrastination and distraction, you gain an invisible edge over competitors. Discipline compounds quietly over time. While others chase motivation, you rely on structure. Consistent effort builds a foundation that no external chaos can easily shake. Observe before committing. Rushed decisions often benefit others more than you. Study offers, proposals, and alliances thoroughly. Time reveals hidden flaws and intentions. Patience protects you from manipulation. Strategic delay can expose desperation in others, giving you negotiation leverage. The one who is willing to wait often dictates terms when the moment becomes critical. Measure success by position, not applause. Public validation is temporary and often misleading. Focus instead on influence, resources, and strategic advantage. Applause fades quickly, but structural power remains. When your foundation is strong, recognition follows naturally. Seek silent growth over loud approval. In the long game of life, quiet control outlasts temporary admiration and superficial praise. Perception often outweighs reality. People respond to what they believe more than what is objectively true. Shape narratives subtly in your favor without obvious manipulation. Present strengths strategically and conceal vulnerabilities carefully. If you control how situations are framed, you influence decisions before debates even begin. Mastering perception allows you to win battles without direct confrontation or visible conflict. Avoid unnecessary enemies. Conflict consumes energy and resources. Not every challenge deserves your response. Sometimes ignoring opposition weakens it more effectively than fighting. Choose battles that advance your position, not your ego. Strategic indifference confuses rivals who expect reaction. When you reserve aggression for meaningful moments, your actions carry greater impact and authority. Leverage ambition wisely. Ambition fuels growth, but can expose you if displayed recklessly. Reveal your goals gradually while working intensely in private. Visible hunger attracts resistance from competitors. Controlled ambition, however, earns respect. Balance confidence with subtlety. When others realize your capability only after results appear, it becomes too late for them to obstruct your progress. Build influence through value creation. People follow those who solve problems and provide benefits. Become useful in ways that are difficult to replace. Skills, knowledge, and reliability generate leverage naturally. When others depend on your competence, your position strengthens without force. Influence rooted in value lasts longer than influence based solely on intimidation.
Understand timing as a strategic weapon. Acting too early wastes opportunity. Acting too late forfeits advantage. Observe patterns before making decisive moves. Patience amplifies impact. When the moment is right, move decisively without hesitation. The contrast between calm waiting and swift execution creates authority. Timing transforms ordinary actions into powerful turning points. Keep long-term vision stronger than short-term emotion. Temporary victories may damage future opportunities. Evaluate whether each decision supports your broader objectives. Sacrifice minor gains if they threaten strategic positioning. Endurance and foresight often defeat impulsive brilliance. When you consistently think beyond immediate outcomes, you begin shaping circumstances instead of merely reacting to them. Control your environment whenever possible. Physical space, social circles, and daily routines influence mental clarity. Design surroundings that reinforce focus and discipline. Reduce exposure to negativity and distraction. A controlled environment strengthens internal stability. When external chaos decreases, strategic thinking improves. Mastery of space leads to mastery of thought and action. Practice strategic generosity. Giving selectively can create loyalty and obligation. However, generosity without calculation invites exploitation. Offer support where it increases influence or builds valuable alliances. When people benefit from your assistance, they remember it. Balanced generosity strengthens networks while preserving your position at the center of influence. Anticipate betrayal without becoming paranoid. Trust cautiously but verify consistently. Humans act primarily in their own interest. Prepare contingency plans quietly. If betrayal occurs, respond strategically rather than emotionally. Controlled responses preserve reputation and leverage. Expecting potential shifts in loyalty allows you to remain stable while others are surprised by sudden changes. Continually refine your mind. Read, analyze, and reflect daily. Intellectual growth sharpens strategic ability. The world evolves rapidly, and outdated thinking weakens influence. Study psychology, negotiation, and human behavior. A disciplined mind recognizes patterns invisible to others. When your thinking becomes sharper than your competition, the game of life begins to unfold according to your design. Guard your weaknesses with discipline. Everyone has vulnerabilities, but revealing them carelessly invites exploitation. Share personal struggles selectively and only with those who have proven loyalty over time. Emotional transparency without judgment is rare. Maintain composure even during internal conflict. Strength is not the absence of weakness, it is the ability to manage it privately while presenting stability publicly. Develop strategic patience in negotiations. Silence after an offer often pressures the other side to reveal more. Many people fear awkward pauses and rush to fill them with concessions. Let time work in your favor. Observe body language, tone, and hesitation. Negotiation is not about dominance, but control of tempo. Whoever controls the pace controls the outcome. Separate ego from objective. Ego demands validation. Strategy demands results. When insulted or challenged, ask whether reacting serves your larger goal. Pride can destroy carefully built advantages. Sometimes allowing a minor slight protects a major opportunity. True strength lies in disciplined restraint. The strategic mind chooses outcomes over emotional satisfaction every time. Invest in calculated risks. Playing too safely limits growth, but reckless gambles destroy stability. Assess probabilities, prepare fallback options, and commit only when odds align with preparation. Courage without planning is foolishness. Planning without courage is stagnation. Balance both carefully. Strategic risk-taking accelerates progress while minimizing irreversible damage. Control access to your inner circle. Not everyone deserves proximity to your thoughts and plans. Limit exposure to those who consistently demonstrate loyalty, competence, and discretion. Inner access equals influence. When too many people know your direction, manipulation becomes easier. Protecting your circle preserves strategic clarity and reduces internal threats. Use setbacks as intelligence. Failure reveals weaknesses in strategy, timing, or preparation. Instead of reacting emotionally, analyze what went wrong objectively. Every loss contains valuable information. Adjust methods rather than abandoning vision. Competitors who cannot learn from defeat repeat mistakes. Strategic thinkers treat setbacks as data, refining their approach until success becomes inevitable. Master nonverbal communication. Posture, eye contact, and tone often speak louder than words. Calm, steady presence signals confidence. Nervous movements suggest insecurity. Train your body to reflect internal control. When your physical presence communicates authority, people respond differently. Influence begins before conversation starts, often through silent signals that shape perception instantly. Avoid overcommitment. Spreading yourself across too many obligations weakens focus. Concentrate energy on goals that yield meaningful returns. Selectivity increases efficiency. When you commit fully to fewer priorities, execution improves. Strategic elimination of distractions sharpens progress. The disciplined mind understands that saying no preserves strength for critical moves. Study human nature relentlessly. Patterns of desire, fear, greed, and insecurity repeat across environments. Recognizing these patterns grants predictive power. When you anticipate reactions accurately, you prepare responses in advance. Knowledge of psychology enhances negotiation, leadership, and conflict resolution. The deeper your understanding of human behavior, the fewer surprises disrupt your strategy. Maintain long-term endurance. Life as a strategic game is not won overnight. Consistency outperforms bursts of intensity. Build habits that sustain momentum over years, not weeks. Quiet discipline compounds into visible success. When others lose focus or motivation, your steady progress continues. Endurance transforms calculated strategy into lasting dominance. Power grows quietly before it becomes visible. Focus on internal mastery rather than external applause. When your discipline, perception, and patience align, influence becomes natural. Move with intention, speak with purpose, and act with foresight. The game rewards those who think beyond the present moment and prepare for unseen consequences. True control begins within. If you cannot govern your emotions, habits, and impulses, you cannot govern outcomes. Self-mastery creates stability in chaos. Train your mind to remain calm under pressure. When others panic, you calculate. Internal order transforms unpredictable environments into opportunities for strategic advantage and quiet advancement. Never confuse kindness with weakness. Strategic kindness builds alliances and long-term loyalty. However, always maintain boundaries. Generosity without limits invites exploitation. Balance empathy with strength. When people respect both your fairness and firmness, your authority deepens. Controlled compassion strengthens networks while preserving your position at the center of influence.
Study outcomes more than intentions. Many speak of good motives, yet results reveal truth. Evaluate people by patterns, not promises. Align yourself with those who produce consistent value. Strategic relationships are built on performance and reliability. When you judge based on results, your circle becomes stronger and more resilient.
Energy is a limited resource. Protect it from drama, negativity, and pointless arguments. Direct your focus toward growth and leverage. Emotional distractions weaken strategic clarity. When you conserve mental energy, your decisions become sharper. Discipline in attention multiplies effectiveness and ensures steady progress towards your objectives. Confidence must be quiet. Loud self-promotion invites challenge and skepticism. Silent competence, however, commands respect naturally. Let your work speak before your words do. When achievements appear without excessive announcement, they create stronger impact. Subtle confidence unsettles competitors who rely on noise instead of substance. Anticipate change before it becomes obvious. Markets shift, relationships evolve, and opportunities fade. Observe small signals that indicate transformation. Early awareness allows proactive movement. Waiting for confirmation often means arriving too late. Strategic foresight positions you ahead of disruption and prepares you to capitalize on transitions smoothly. Accept that not everyone will understand your path. Strategic growth often requires solitude. Avoid seeking validation from those who lack vision. Stay aligned with your long-term direction. Temporary isolation is often the price of future authority. When results emerge, former critics frequently become silent observers. Balance ambition with sustainability. Relentless pursuit without rest leads to collapse. Strategic pacing ensures longevity. Protect health, clarity, and focus. Success that destroys stability is not true victory. Sustainable discipline allows you to remain powerful over decades rather than burning brightly for a short time. Remember that life's game has no final applause. Mastery is continuous refinement. Every stage reveals new challenges and deeper strategy. Stay adaptable, disciplined, and observant. When you treat each experience as a move on a larger board, you transform chaos into calculation and existence into deliberate control. Final line. Life is not about playing harder than everyone else. It is about playing smarter, longer, and always 3